Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Top 10 Worst of Lists, the best of worst of lists. And what a pleasure it is to be able to be alive long enough to deliver this essential, indefatigable list of extremely pertinent stuff. I'm your host, Lee Ving, and I've spent the better part of the last 30 years trying to instigate a peaceful revolution based on empowering what's good in people, make them too strong to dominate emotionally, physically, spiritually, intellectually. Did I say emotionally? Emotionally. Obviously, probably by looking at me, you can kind of figure out how well that went or did not went. But I think by looking around the world, you could probably tell that you could probably just as easily tell how unsuccessful I've been in my life. This week's top 10 worst stuff is incomparable. Usually I gotta admit it's a list that's pretty frivolous. I think we've been accused in many top 10 worst of circles of being meandering through a sludge of toxic damaged goods, psychological failings, demented musings of a wantonly profane washout, such as myself. I dispute all of that 100%. I'm pretty much more aligned with the idea that the world is what's sick, and I'm just totally normal. Things have not been going well here at Top 10 Worst of List. I've got some bad news this week that I think you'll all be able to relate to. I actually have just barely enough health, vigor, and focus to continue doing Top 10 Worst of Lists, at least for the time being. So I apologize for that, but let's get on with things, because I've got a big list here that's going to change a lot of lives, perhaps even 3 lives. Top 10 worst things to sacrifice in the name of ensuring a bountiful harvest. Now, I think this list speaks to a great universality of interest and focus of humanity, making sacrifices to ensure a bountiful harvest has been part of the humankind's culture for eons. I mean, way beyond any of the beliefs that we've got. And it's, I think, important to, pay reverence to some of the things that we've assigned importance to over the millennia that the human beings have been traipsing around on the terra firma. There's things that include blaspheming Greek gods. Now, at some point on planet Earth, there was a guy named Socrates, and Socrates was put to death by ancient Greeks for blaspheming Greek gods. Now, first of all, Socrates was like a brainiac, right? And we still like a bunch of stuffed shirts and whatnot and highfalutin intellectual wannabes still study Socrates for some reason. Now, it has not, the study of Socrates or Plato or Aristotle's or Jekyll and Onassis have not paid off huge dividends in terms of making life on planet Earth any more livable or have any objective sensibility to it whatsoever. So I'm not 100% on board for the studying of Socrates, any of the various Greek arts, as it were. Because, here we are. I've got all those things and whatnot, all those studies and people contemplating the navels and then, look at us. We're on the brink of total annihilation, like every minute of our lives, for actually a wide array. At one point, 70 years ago, all we had to worry about in terms of like the list of things that could annihilate planet Earth and or its inhabitants were pretty much, if you round up, limited to one thing, of nuclear annihilation. I suppose that maybe some of the long hairs and blue beards and whatnot would probably like to proffer the idea of extermination level meteor strike that was around, I guess. I don't think until like Carl Sagan and Cosmos and all that stuff started to come around in the 70s, I don't really think that the public at large really considered extermination level meteor strikes, but primarily meteor strikes, as being an extant threat to the ongoing proliferation of life and all of its various stupidities. But certainly in subsequent years, thanks to like Neil deGrasse Tyson, thanks a lot, deGrasse Tyson. Where does his last name begin and his first name stop? If I just wanted to like call Neil deGrasse Tyson out by his last name as a sort of like a disparaging and sort of snooty way of referring to him, would I call him, look here, Tyson? Or would I have to go, look here, deGrasse Tyson? Well, I don't know, but anyway, look here, deGrasse Tyson. Nobody wants to have more pressure in their lives. Enough's enough. In terms of like extermination, thanks to people like Neil deGrasse, thanks to people like deGrasse Tyson, you have a lot of stuff to worry about almost all the time. Of a variety of different exterminating. I'm trying to remember that movie, Deep Impact, where we all learned the term ELE. Sorry. I'm having troubles. Exterminating life event. God damn it. Anywho, you've got number one, you've got meteor strike. You've got, your old school standby of nuclear annihilation. Everybody loves that. It's the hometown favorite. You've got, the billionaire class and their AI cybernetic robots. Those guys could be taking down the human race without even giving it a second thought. And then you got global warming. Hey, the hometown favorite, odds on pretty high, global warming. You get to do it. It's, maybe not the entire globe, but certainly, you're seeing all the coral reefs are like getting all bleached out and stuff like that. So if the coral reefs, which, pretty resilient, diverse, some of the largest living organisms on planet Earth. If they can't make it, it's almost like New York. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. I mean, but if you're a coral reef, you should be able to sing the same song, the same lyrics with the same level of conviction. If I can make it as a coral reef, I can make it anywhere. But the fact is that coral reefs can't make it on planet Earth anymore. So really got to think that maybe global warming is definitely in the team photo in terms of extermination level events based on the definition that we all enjoy from the movie Deep Impact. And well, this is probably an outlier in terms of exterminating level events, but Tom Brady is out there somewhere doing something, right? And that guy gets away with everything. You got deflate gates, you got what's it called? Video gates? What's the thing called with the deflate gates and they got a thing there with the cameras and gate. They got a gate there with cameras and video. I don't know. And you've got sports teams in general getting away with a lot of stuff. I mean, the Houston Astros cheated to win a World Series not too long ago, and they caught them at it, and they used stealing signs as a means to win the World Series, and they let them keep the trophy after they found out. It's like, you compound all that. Certainly not just winning the World Series by cheating and then getting away with it after everybody finds out is not necessarily an indication that you're capable of expanding upon that to a level that would threaten the survivability of the planet. But I don't think you can discount it completely. These guys are up to no good, and nobody's doing anything to stop them. Sort of. I mean, I think that puts them into the same sort of classification as the billionaire class, right? Doing anything that they want to, messing the place up when we're not looking. Making sure they got cameras on everybody and got their noses buried so far up our butts that they're finding buried treasure. It was, at least that was the case with me. So, you sort of wonder how far, oh, God damn it, sorry. How far are they going to take it? Anyway, so let's get back to it here. Let's rein it in. Let's do today's top 10 worst of lists. I'm having a lot of difficulty here. Just anyway, top 10 worst things to sacrifice in the name of ensuring a bountiful harvest. Before we do that, just a couple of things real quick. Number one, I can't be held responsible for what I'm saying. Look at me. Do I look like somebody who's can be trusted with the wide array of nuanced assertions, allegations, and reality checks that are so essential to having a fully formed top 10 worst of list of the type that you've come to know and trust, sort of like a family friend or the fiber in your cereal. So anyway, yeah, again, my reason for doing this is not necessarily to just pontificate like a big, fat, old, crazy blowhard, trying to pound you over the top of the head with my crazy observations. The idea is to utilize those crazy observations as a fulcrum, a tool to try and wedge your fat, steaming, sticky ass out of the couch cushions and over to your handiest available resource to check this out for yourself. Because we're being bombarded not just by fat, bespectacled old people with a chip on their shoulder and an axe to grind about stuff. The idea is that I'm not really, out to represent any foul-minded evil monsters like 99.999% of the people that you do come into contact with in your, regular, less difficult lives that aren't in total free fall and collapse. So, all those other guys have agendas, hidden agendas even. And they're looking to mess you up in a big way. And they will disguise editorialized content as entertainment, political messaging, sports, or even in many cases porno, in such a way as to compromise your ability to be able to have free will. Well, they'll do that. Oh yes. And if you're not on your toes, you're gonna get hammered. Your perspective will be compromised on a fundamental level, and you won't be able to do nothing about it because you won't even be aware. So I'm trying to inspire, if I do anything here today, inspire your ability to be able to think critically about the things that are being force-fed into your brainstem. Check it out for yourself, is what I think I'm trying to say in a long-winded, roundabout way. And then number two, I'm not partisan. I'm not out to win you over to my side or get you to think how I think about things. I'm just here to try to inspire you just to think and just to get active and, try to think just once in a while about the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Would you want people to force you into acting ways and believing things that seem unnatural to you? Would you? Because I'm thinking I got a lot of unnatural thoughts that I'd love to see you join me for. I have meetings on every final Fridays of the month. No, but seriously. Really? Do you want stuff like that in your world, in your life? Think about all the crazy things that people come up with. Including top 10 worst of lists. Would you want the writers who are of top 10 worst of lists, who are all former somnambulists, who gather together at the Mall of America and take copious doses of lithium mixed with smart water in order to be able to come up with these crazy freaking lists? I think not. I certainly wouldn't. I'm blinking my cry for help in Morse code with my blinking. No, I'm okay. I'm not okay, but I'm okay. And so before we, finally commence after 20 minutes of goddamn exposition, our sponsors for this week from the producers of the TV series, really popular TV series, Party of Five comes Donner Party of Five. Cannibalism, the very first cannibalism sitcom or dramedy series from the producers of the movie Star Trek's Wrath of Khan comes Star Trek's Wrath of Shaka Khan. Always fun, a good time for all. From the producers of Creature from the Black Lagoon comes Creature from the Black Legume, the first horror movie designed specifically for vegans. And from the Sputum Corporation, it's the new crotchless thong, now available. Collect all the different colors. Now available in all 2 colors, beige and taupe. It's Sputum Corporation's new crotchless thong. All right, so now we've finally done it all, done all this and crossed all the I's and dotted the T's, and finally can do this list. Number 2, top 10 worst things to sacrifice in the name of ensuring a bountiful harvest, which we could all use. I mean, what the hell? They're under the gun in just about every different arena if we start having lousy harvests. You know, if we're already behind the 8 ball with not being able to get enough fertilizers because of you know who and you know what. We'll not say. Number 10, a virgin. Now, a lot of people, traditionally, I know, think that sacrificing a virgin is a productive means of ensuring a great harvest, but, you know, they've been sacrificing virgins forever. And I don't see, I mean, you know, maybe like onesie, twosie little harvests and stuff like that, but there certainly hasn't been a paradigm shift in harvest productivity out of the many years of unilaterally focusing on virgin sacrifices. So I don't think it's really going much of anywhere. I mean, you know, far be it from me being a fringe element whack job who's can't really slow down, escape, let alone slow down my own descending emotional and physical spirals. But I'm not seeing any really, I mean, you know, I think virgin sacrificing is like barking up the wrong tree. I don't think it's getting the job done. I'm not seeing, I mean, look, I'm a proof is in the pudding type of guy. And, you know, I think by looking at me, you can probably tell that I'm an expert at pudding. And not getting done. Broccoli. Not, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know what I'm saying, just, you know, nod or raise your hand and I can explain it further. Anybody? Bueller? Guess not. Number 9 of the top 10 worst things to sacrifice in the name of ensuring a beautiful harvest. All politicians. Now, keep in mind that we're talking about the worst things to sacrifice. Remember? I mean, I know that the sort of impulse reaction when people see a top 10 list, they'll think of just naturally, they're being preconditioned by having been infused by so many top 10 lists throughout their entire pathetic, worstful wastes of life, that they would just sort of naturally, the impulse is to think of any top 10 list as being a hierarchy of ascending value. But this is, we're talking about worst of here, okay? You think you can kind of, are we on the same page? Sacrificing all the politicians on the entire planet, it wouldn't be enough to ensure, I mean, like having weeds grow on your front lawn. You know what I'm saying? It's like no self-respecting omniscient deity, whether it be any of your mainstream guys or any of your Socrates Greek gods who, you get sacrificed for blaspheming and stuff. Nobody's going to cash. Nobody, I mean, look, way back in the day, they used to have sodas in bottles, glass bottles, and you'd get like a 8-pack, I think is what they came primarily in 8-packs back in those days. And you walk home and you'd be like an 8-pack and be like, wow, you get them set for the whole weekend. That was like the extent of indulgences back in the day. Like you'd splurge on an 8-pack of soda. But the thing is, they would charge you a deposit for these glass bottles. And when you brought back the 8 bottles intact, you could redeem those bottles for, I don't know, like 5 cents a bottle or something like that. And back then, 5 cents brought you a whole steak and lobster dinner at the nicest restaurant in town. So it wasn't we can dismiss it now, but that's because, as life hurdles its way into the future, we see the folly of our ways. I mean, NASA spent, I think, $30,000 to develop a pen that writes in space, while the Russians just took pencils. So, that's part of living and learning and trying to, be observant of life lessons. But the fact of the matter is that, if you took 8 politicians into the same grocery store and tried to trade them in, they wouldn't give you, 2 cents for the whole lot of them. So glass bottles are more valuable than a politician in terms of exchanging them for cash monies. We might complain about, politicians and whatnot, but the people on the top of the food chain aren't complaining because these guys can be bought off for pennies on the dollar. But that doesn't make them valuable in terms of like the omniscient gods and whatever is in control of this crazy universe would see it as. I mean, you could, sacrificing a virgin is one thing. You probably, I don't know, maybe it would prevent the occasional volcano from erupting here and there. But I don't think you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck by sacrificing politicians, even if you had all of them in one bundle. If you threw every politician on planet Earth into a volcano, that volcano is still going to blow. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, top 10 worst things to sacrifice in the name of ensuring a bountiful harvest. Number 8, Greenland. Now, apparently, Greenland used to be, I don't know. You see it, there's about 10,000 people live there. The American hierarchical political caste system that's currently in power, literally thinks that they can just walk in and just take the damn place. So if we offer that as a sacrifice, if we offer Greenland as a sacrifice to the gods in the name of trying to get a decent harvest going, I'm not sure that you get a lot of bang for your buck on that one either. Just based on, people in Europe seem to care. They sent a boatload of people over there, maybe, or something. I don't know. How's that hospital ship thing doing over there, Greenland? The hospitals, did we send it to the hospital ship? The much ballyhooed hospital ship ever get sent over to Greenland to try to make life better over there? I don't know, Greenland, if you sacrifice Greenland and maybe a couple other nation states that are seen as superfluous now, apparently Cuba, superfluous, and Venezuela. If you did a package deal, maybe you get 1 or 2 volcano eruptions staved off for a couple of seasons, but you're not going to get much more than that, not in the open market, not these days. All right, so number 7 of the top 10 worst things to sacrifice in the name of ensuring beautiful, bountiful harvest. No meat on Fridays. No meat on Fridays. People are still doing no meat on Fridays. It's part of like a Catholic celebration, right? They're doing, does the meat that they're talking about include altar boy penises? Do the Catholic priests have a no meat on Fridays policy that includes that type of meat? I don't know. Number 6, the top 10 worst things to sacrifice. No fries on meat day. Now, that could just sound like a really pathetic attempt at a play on words. But it's, I think it really, you use a boost or refinement of sorts in order to be able to consider it a cutesy play on words. But anyway, I mean, look, you get what you pay for. Top 10 worst of list asks for no money from you, although some money would be nice. Top 10 worst of would not turn away any attempts at a virtual tip jar. I should probably get around to setting up one of those things as my life dwindles into absolute, abject, relentless pain and anguish. This is actually the entire top 10 worst of list effort is just a dare and part of a commercial promotion as it's tied in with the whole what would you do for a Klondike bar, and somebody told me, would you do a series of humiliating, disjointed, fringy and cringy top 10 worst of lists for a Klondike bar? And I'm like, totally. I mean, look at me. Number 1, I need a baseline level of calories every day in order to be able to not pass out at a level that's much higher. I'm at probably about 20,000 calories a day in order just to keep the whole ship ambulatory and anyway, I'm too exhausted. It's too much of an effort to follow through on that joke. Attempted joke. Number 6, five. Top 10 worst things to say was that sports teams owners. Yeah, I mean, look, it would be such a blissful relief to not have any more sports team owners on planet Earth. I mean, let's be honest. If we could bundle them all together, I mean, really, I know that it's not going to be a lot of demand from who the hell wants sports team owners. They don't do anything except act like parasites and sponge off of the surrounding community that they blight with their presence. They hire people with our money to do everything for them, and all they have to do is sup on extravagant bonanzas of seafood towers and buffets and a variety of different foie gras and caviars up in these luxurious skyboxes that we build in their behalf, and we grovel at their feet saying, please deliver us another 8 and 8 season, or 8 and 9. Please deliver us another 8 and 9 season, you pathetic, beautiful, benevolent lords. Yeah, but you could take all the sports team owners together. I don't think you're getting yourself even a couple of days respite from a volcano eruption. To be honest with you, maybe you get yourself a 3-day weekend. If you got like something important, like you're gonna have, I don't know, 20th anniversary, 30th anniversary of Deflategate, and you want to have a nice big 3-day celebratory weekend. You got a variety of Tom Brady celebrity lookalikes booked, a picnic coming, a potluck picnic, and you've got a friend who's got this really, really great coleslaw recipe with the celery seeds in it. It's nice and sweet, a little bit sweet. And you want to forestall a neighborhood volcano from blowing up and ruining the whole shebang. I think you could probably, if you took all of the sports on it, you need every category of major sports and even a couple of minor ones, like maybe a little field hockey. Do they have professional field hockey? You'd have to get, the owners of all the wrestling. You have to get, those jerks. All of them together maybe gets you a 3-day weekend postponement from the volcano gods. Number 4 of the top 10 worst things to sacrifice in the name of ensuring a bountiful harvest: polygamous Mormon pansexual insurance salesman. Now, they're not valuable. It's just that they're so rare, really, that they've become a cause célèbre of the hipster scene and the Learning Channel crowd as well. So there's like a lot of people who like totally, ascribing value to these worthless, depraved psychos. And there you have it. Number 3 of the top worst things to sacrifice in the name of ensuring a bountiful harvest: political correctness. Like, if we all sacrifice political correctness, do you think the world would all of a sudden be just a much more horrifying place to live? Do you think that it would change the fate of all the people that are being imprisoned in the United States and having their labor exploited, like they're like slaves getting pennies on the dollar for their labor? Or, all the 23,000 people every day in this world who die from starvation-related causes, while the people in this country, literally dump 30% of the food that's manufactured for us to eat into the garbage. Or, maybe all those wonderful people who are out there in the things with the thing, what they do, those people are suffering badly. The sweatshops and all that kind of stuff. Do you think they'd be any worse off if we no longer had like political correctness, where we are forced to pronounce the name Kiev as Kiev? I don't know. I'm not really qualified to make those decisions for all of us. I'm just putting it out there for us to think about, something to chew on intellectually. And just here it's just like a panel discussion here of one. And I'm sort of trying to figure it out for myself, really. There's nothing I'm going to be able to do. I can't even, look at me. Is anybody going to take a look at this and think, well, this guy's got it together? I should listen to what they have to say about modern day issues. I have people coming up to me in the street and saying, could you please stay away from me? And I have people in my doctor's office. The doctor said that they got scared when they'd see me walk from the waiting room to the examination room because they thought I'd drop dead. It's so much fun being somebody that, living in a culture that professes to not um, judge books by their covers and looking like this. There's just absolutely no possible way that people will judge me in my day-to-day life by anything besides the cover. And I'm sure a lot of people have to go through stuff like that. It's a damn shame. The hypocrisy. The glaring hypocrisies in our society are so profound and so deeply buried into, it's almost like trench warfare. Modern day trench warfare, trying to extrapolate any genuine honesty and integrity out of a society that's been, had the humanity beaten out of it on the regular basis since the dawn of Shiznaz. Number 2 of the top 10 worst things to sacrifice in the name of ensuring a bountiful harvest. Bands who use satanic idolatry to shift product. You gotta love it. Satanic or evil idolatry. You've got the band Kiss, which is not satanic necessarily, but their logo contains the Gestapo logo from the Nazis. The word Kiss, when you see it, has got the SS on it. That's the SS. That's the SS logo. So here's a band that, is kind of sort of creating the idea of idolizing the Gestapo, really, and using that to add to some carte blanche where people are sort of in various degrees being encouraged to think that Gestapo references are cool. Hey, wow, I love that band. Did you see that new band with the Gestapo reference? So cool. Totally. I love the Gestapo references and various different Black Sabbath releases. Hell yeah. Totally. Enough is enough. I mean, call down, you call down the thunder and you got it. So, good luck with that. And finally, oh, thank God, the number 1 of the top 10 worst things to sacrifice in the name of ensuring a bountiful harvest, between meal snacking. Again, remember, we're talking about worst of, so, God damn it, stop, Jesus. Don't you hate it when bells resonate for too long? Between meal snacking is not going to get you much in the bartering system that is sacrifices. The sacrifice system is a you get what you give type of setup. It always has been. So, I mean, think about if you showed up at a barter for you're looking to get a bountiful harvest and rain. You want some rain, right? You need water. You need, set up the soil for a good season, next growing season. So you're looking to barter for rain and a bountiful harvest. And let's say you show up to that negotiation with me. You're looking to say, I've got the fat old freak whack job from Top 10 Worst of Lists. A list with 87 something episodes posted and only 300 views. I mean, you're not going to get squat from it. I mean, maybe I can get you a mole reduction. If you got a weird looking mole that you worry that you might need to go to the dermatologist, and you're like, I wonder what I could give up to try to get rid of this mole. And you show up with me, Maybe you get a bit of a reduction on the mole size, the overall volume of it. But I don't think you're getting much more than that if by sacrificing me. You gotta. So between meal snacking isn't going to get you a lot of bang for your buck or for materialistic barter, a buck level equivalent. Well, anyway, that's all the time we got for this. What an incredible episode this has been. I think that you'll find very few people who will, have such a profound and deeply resonating episodic that even can come close to top 10 worst ofs. They aren't fit to kiss the hem of our garments, quite frankly. What a pleasure it is to have been here again. And thank you. I can't thank you enough.